learned about magnets?
I learned that magnets attract.
I learned that some things are not meant to be together subliminally at best.
I don't believe I have any tendencies to prefer some because of color.
Oh, I don't either. But not to be racist or anything, but how can you trust the Muslim in the seat behind us?
Diet racism is not a clean act. The age-old argument is simple. But simply saying you're a magnet doesn't tell us if you attract or repel.
While I know people who are black, I don't go around using it as an excuse.
I can tell these jokes. I have a black friend. He thinks they're funny, or he would if I told him.
We're not allowed to tell these jokes. That's not our culture to appropriate like we have with every other culture to step upon this continent. We're not built on freedom and equality. We're built on the bones, skulls, children, and dreams of other peoples.
I don't believe in this whole political correctness thing. Why can't white people tell these jokes? Isn't that just reverse discrimination?
You may have the right to wave the old Confederate flag, but that doesn't mean you should.
You see, that's what separates us. The laws of physics tell a magnet how to act. Yet as humans, we have the unique capacity to choose.
I don't believe in slavery, so why can't we wave the old Confederate flag?
History museums and textbooks are a correct place for that. Waving the flag of racial oppression from the top of a government building or the back of your pickup truck is continuing the oppression.
Why can't black people use the N-word, but I can't?
Because neither of us have felt that pain. That's not part of our identity.
That's just reverse discrimination.
What can we say to make you understand?
As though, in our confusion of choice, we think we have the power to tell someone else how to think.
I am sick of affirmative action. Why should the less qualified get jobs?
Equality can feel a lot like oppression for those who have been privileged their whole lives.
What did Colin Kaepernick take a knee for? Does he not respect our country that gave him his multi-million-dollar job?
How else can he get his message across? He gets called a thug if he marches in the street.
We set the slaves free in the 1900s. Why are they still angry?
Because you won't see.
Why do blacks want reparations? They have more of an advantage than us now with all the welfare programs.
Welfare is not used by just minorities. Slaves were promised 40 acres and a mule, but instead got a swift kick in the ass by Jim Crow's size 8 boot.
Police are saviors. Shouldn't that black man have the same punishment for breaking the law? Isn't that the equality that the left fights for? You are trying to silence me with your political correctness.
It's not the same punishment, it's worse. Rodney King, Trayvon Martin, and Freddie Gray all would tell their story, but dead men tell no tales. No cop has ever faced major persecution for killing an unarmed black man. The system is messed. What can I do to make you understand?
As though, in our confusion of choice, we thought we had the capacity to tell you how to think.
I am not ignorant. I do not prefer a certain race. I am just explaining what I've learned through my role models and my teachers in schools.
The same school system where more minorities are persecuted in school searches, where some high schools have segregated proms and Jim Crow laws still show scars, and where students walk from the projects of their falling apart school, they have two options: drop out or continue school while money is so far away, like the equality we dream of. Dope seems like a good alternative when your stomach is empty.
All right. This is getting out of hand. How dare you make me sound like the system who is committing these crimes and pulling the trigger?
Because by staying silent and conforming, nothing will ever change.
Just as Newton's law of first motion says, an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion. But our power of choice allows us to either start that momentum or end it.
But I don't have a problem.
You have a problem.
I do not have a problem.
Admitting it is the first step.
But I'm not a racist. This is how I was raised. I watched my grandparents yell at minorities, use the whites-only restrooms. But this is my life. The world belongs to me.
You see, we learned that magnets can polarize, or under certain circumstances, they can come together. Yet there's something great that separates us from magnets. See, we as humans have the capacity to choose.